think one of the major issues of our future, Patterson's future, I don't like to look at it as a campaign issue, has to be water. A few months ago, Governor Schwarzenegger had stated that water was going to be a problem for everyone in the state, and every municipality in the state is looking at this right now. He stated that there wasn't enough water for who we have currently living here, as well as the businesses that exist, let alone citing more. And I think that we need to look in the future to what we have and what we need to improve that with regards to delivery, quality, and quantity. Well, I've been involved in the public process for a number of years. As a citizen, I've been involved. I go to the council meetings. I speak my mind. I was given a council appointment to the Planning Commission in 2004, and I embraced that, and I believe that I did a good job. In 2006, I was appointed to the City Council after a vacancy came forward, and again, I feel that I am doing a good job. I believe in doing my homework. I don't take just staff reports at face value. I delve into things and I make sure that the decisions that I'm making are the right decisions and that they are well thought out. And I think that's important in a council person. Well, I feel the city has grown right in a lot of ways. In 1992, the general plan that is currently adopted and the one that we are going by, it allowed for that growth with regards to housing. There were some desires to have certain amenities, and we're starting to see those things come to fruition. We have a new city hall. We have a new firehouse. That was something that was sorely needed. The swimming pool is another amenity that people had looked forward to, and we are now starting the building of the Hammond Senior Center. So that's also something the community has wanted over the years. So in that respect, I think the growth has gone well. Where I think that we have some problems is that the foreclosures, and that's something that really troubles me. That's a problem that we have here in Patterson, and everyone has it across the United States. But it created, the housing boom created a false market here. We have a lot of vacancies. We have a lot of people whose dreams were shattered with this mortgage crisis. And now we're left with a community that we have a lot of vacancies. We have homes that are falling into disrepair, which, if you've noticed, there has been criminal problems with these vacant homes, as well as public safety problems. And all of those things are things that we're going to have to address, because I don't think this foreclosure market, crisis is going away anytime soon. I think that there's another wave coming. If you listen to the financial analysts, you'll see that we're still in the middle of this, and we're not clearing it yet. Well, currently we are revising our general plan. In recent years, we approved a project called the Villages of Patterson. Our current general plan allows for about 31,000 people in our plan area. And if you look at the build out of the villages, that should pretty much accomplish that goal. And that plan was good for up till 2012 was kind of the guideline, the 31,000 or 2012. So now we're looking at revising our general plan, which is something that is mandated by the state. It's not something that we just do because. And we are looking at increasing our population. There is a consensus, though it hasn't been adopted and it hasn't been forwarded to the Planning Commission or the Council, but it seems that the general consensus of the group is the population on the low side be around 46,000, which is over double what we have now, and that's over a 20-year period. And the consensus of the high, I believe, is around 65,000, but nothing's been adopted yet. I don't have a particular number in my head where I'd like to see the city go. I look to the cities of Modesto. I never want to see us get that big. I look at the city of Turlock, and maybe 20 to 40 years from now, maybe that size, which is approximately 70,000, isn't a bad number. But if you're looking for me to pinpoint a number today, I couldn't give it to you. I like the way we are now, and I come from a community of 36,000, so that's a real difficult one. Well, I think I've been fairly consistent about my take on West Park. For 7 years, not only has members of the Patterson City Council, but members of our community along the West Side Corridor they've participated in a process called the Crow's Landing Steering Committee. And through that process, they developed the intentions of how that base would be reused and what they wanted as adjacent community members to see that base and how it should be reused and what type of economic development would be acceptable. When it came down to the actual RFP going out, it was based on the steering committee's recommendations. What came back were two very different proposals, one that matched the RFP and the community's desires and one that did not. The Board of Supervisors opted to go with the one that was not what the community had desired. West Park has a lot of public safety impacts, quality of life issues that Patterson and Newman really need to look hard at. We have a proposal that has trains that will go through our city. They could separate us from the east side of the tracks, and what that means for people living over there is, should their house be on fire as a train's going by, it's going to take maybe up to 3 minutes or even longer. We don't really know. For a fire engine to get across and give them assistance. If you're on the west side of the tracks, on this side of town, and you have a medical and emergency and you're placed in an ambulance and you just so happen to get to the intersection as the train's going by, well, you're going to lose 3 or more minutes in getting across those tracks, getting to the hospital. And as you know, we don't have a hospital on the west side any longer. We did when I moved here in 1989, but we don't any longer. So I think there's a lot of things that Patterson needs to be aware of, and we need to be vigilant about. We do need crossings for our roads so that we can get public safety vehicles across to and fro, and also for just general circulation. You know, when it comes to children crossing the tracks and still going to school, I have a problem with that. When there's no way for them to get across and have to wait for a train, or it presents a lot of problems for our city. And I think that the council right now, we're taking a firm stance on it, and we're going to continue to take a firm stance on it.